was just wondering what you feel about the film's audience and how it was relevant to the modern age and how middle-aged adults felt about this film. Do you have any comments on this?
As a middle-aged adult. Well, the interesting thing is Blade Runner was made in the 80s but set in 2019, and this is, in fact, 2019. So, it is extremely relevant to see what people in the 80s thought about what would happen in 2019, and here we are. So I find it very relevant.
I'm also wondering about the modern animation and the cinematic achievements in mind. How does Blade Runner offer a view to a modern audience today?
I think you find as movies age, the scientific and the movie making advances that they had back then didn't seem very much, but now they seem astonishing, and it seems very relevant again to today's society.
How do you think that the gender in this film would pass in today's day and age?
I don't think a movie would be made like that in this day and age. I think it would be different, and women would be portrayed very differently. Is Blade Runner stereotypical of the view of women in the 1980s? Do you feel that the views on gender in this film would pass in today's day and age? Do you see any similarities?
You know, that's funny you mention that. Actually, being a woman from the 80s, I would say that yes. I'm wondering, does race have a role in any part of this film?
I think everybody in the movie was white. And again, if you made the movie today, that wouldn't be the case because it's unacceptable to audiences.
The politics shown in the divisions of the Blade Runner police force, as well as the Tyrell Corporation scene, seems similar to that of today's politics. Do you feel that too?
I think when one takes a look back at any politics in time, you see similarities to today. Parties arguing over the same things. So yeah, whether it's 1980, 1880, or 2019, the politics are very similar. Do you think this film is still relevant to audiences today, based on the fact that it's over 30 years old?
I think so. There's a lot of interests that are still there. You know, the futuristic part, the fighting, the same issues, seems like similar issues of today's times.
So, based on what you think the movie is around about, what do you think the relevance of it is today?
The film was about people making replicas of humans in the future, and they're still making movies about that.
So do you think that means it's still relevant?
Yeah, I do.
Hi Sasha, we're going to talk about Blade Runner today. Do you think the film Blade Runner is still relevant to audiences today?
Yes, they remade the movie because the plot is still relevant even 35 years later.
Excellent, thank you very much. With modern animation and cinematic achievements in mind, what does Blade Runner offer to a modern audience?
Sci-fi with the underdogs being humans.
The underdogs being humans. Wow. And lastly, what do you think this film says about race and gender?
I don't really think it had anything to do with race and gender, but that's just my thoughts on it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sasha.